pen is sharper, the voice is stronger. You feel me? The production is better. Wanting to make records that people can. It's a conversational piece. You can say this to your girl if you want to.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Qualified Conversations, where we have in-depth conversations with those who are, in fact, qualified. Now, before we get started, make sure that everybody out there watching, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure y'all check all of our posts and everything we post on our channel, as well as our Instagram, our TikTok. Follow us on social media, and make sure you stay tapped in. Now, listen. We know every time I'm always coming on here talking about the music, all right? I always want to stay here with the music, man. We got another guest that is absolutely positively about the music, but y'all might not have heard of him. So hailing from South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina to be exact, we got an R&B singer in the building. Ladies, this one is for y'all. You know what I'm saying? From South Carolina, here in Atlanta, Georgia, we got none other than DaShean Porter.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, man?
We gotta, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Definitely.
man.
Definitely.
Here,
So,
man.
first and foremost, welcome.
Appreciate you.
Welcome and thank you for coming.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad to be here, man.
You know what I'm saying? And I really just want to get into how and why you're here, right? Because, again, I said this is a platform for those who are qualified.
Facts.
People want to know how and why, right? I love music, all types, all kinds, but I ain't even gonna lie, I've been in my R&B bag for a little minute now, because, you know, I grew up on hip-hop and all of that. I'm a 90s kid, you know what I'm saying? So I fuck with all of that, obviously from Jersey, but it's not the same, and I understand that, and I'm cool. I'm not going to shit on the type of music that is out, because I like some of it, I don't like all of it, but all of it ain't for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been in my R&B bag. I came across your music, and I didn't even really want to have it. That was it. I was just like, nah, it's dope. Like, it really was that simple. It was that simple because what I heard, and I told you, like, we was talking off camera, and I was like, yo, like, you was in pocket. Like, everything sounds good.
For sure, man.
But I'm also listening to your pen. I'm listening to how you putting it together. So as we speak about this music thing, as we speak about R&B as a genre, let's first start with who got you into wanting to sing? Was this from childhood? Did you know you had this talent from a kid, or did you discover it later on in life? Like, how did we get to want to become a singer?
Man, solid question, to be real. It started at a very young age, man. Shout out to my moms, man. Like, God rest her soul. She was a major key for me wanting to pursue this whole journey as a singer, man. You know, I grew up in a pretty musical family. My grandfather was an artist. This is back in like the Motown era. So, you know, transitioning throughout the years, you know, my mom, she grew up around music all her life. So when it came down to me and my older sister, she was like, yo, y'all got to do something with it. Y'all got it. But, you know, she just helped us develop it. So, you know, at a very young age, man, she made sure we was on our stuff, man. And
she like, did she sing herself?
She did.
She did,
yeah, man. So as we got older, you know, it's like you would hear kids singing around the crib.
Yeah.
You would hear something, you be like, hold up, like this.
Yeah,
he shouldn't be sounding like this at this age.
some.
You feel me? So man, from there, at like 6, 7 years old, she just kind of like stayed on me. And 8 years old, I'm singing on the church choir. 9 years old, I'm, you know, just kind of doing my thing. And once I hit like 12, 13 years old, I was like, bro, I really want to do this. And it was up from there, man.
So now listen, right? Because R&B singers in the hood, I don't know exactly what your upbringing was like in terms of whether it was inner city, whether it was suburban life, or whatever it is. But what I will say is, growing up in the cities and in those neighborhoods, or even just going to school, like you ain't even got to be from whatever, but when you go into school and you around your peers, being a singer, like, you better be nice.
Facts.
Because if you're not nice, you're going to get mad jokes, and then you better be able to fight, because it's going to be a lot of, you know, it's going to be a lot of that.
Facts. It's real.
You know? Yeah. So, for you, did you feel, like you said, like you kind of got that from home, like mom's kind of stamped it early, and she kind of was like, he got something, you in church, and you kind of getting, you know, we all started in church. Like, everybody out there went to church. You know, you might not go every Sunday now.
Facts.
You know, Might not go every Sunday now, but we all started in church.
Yeah, that's
right?
real. Mhm.
And so you coming up through church, you building up your confidence, but now you're learning. Even as a young kid, it's cool. It's cool.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Even
My
as a
apologies about that.
yeah, we good. Even as a young kid, you learning like, oh, like I think I like this and I'm good at it, right?
Mhm.
So did you ever go through any of that part? What I'm talking about, like any of the stigmas of being a singer, like, oh, what you think you too good? Like, did you get the hate from your peers, like your other kids your age, or was it all always cool, always good?
Oh man, honestly, man, now my phone is going crazy. This would happen right now, but
Nah, you good. Yeah,
um,
just put just throw it on the jump.
give me 1 second.
Nah, you good.
Oh, this is
It's real time. So anyway, in real time, what I also want to speak about as far as the music is concerned, because I'm asking these questions as somebody who would have been somebody who probably would have been throwing jokes if you wasn't nice, right? So I'm coming from the other side of it, and I just want to get that perspective because I know what it was like coming up in the inner cities. You know what I'm saying? Going to school, kids is mean, kids is harsh, kids don't take no punches, hold no punches,
facts. Yeah.
right? And it's like that, right?
Mhm.
So again, I'm not exactly familiar with what the scene was like, where you come from.
Yeah, man, just building off it. I'm a Section 8 baby, bro. So
Yeah,
you
it
already
is.
know
So
it
I
come
ain't
with
even
that.
gotta go no
Yeah,
more. Yeah,
man.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like growing up, it's kind of like a diamond in the rough, man. I wouldn't say it was. I grew up in a crazy neighborhood, but
Yeah.
not everybody was singing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
not for sure.
coming up, so seeing that, I had the big homies. They like, man, we out on
Yeah.
the court balling. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
man, kick something real quick, man. So
Yeah.
I'm
All right,
singing
so yeah.
B5 and Mario
Yeah,
and all of these singers
yeah.
coming up. So yeah, I would say, man, it wasn't really any
It
hate
wasn't
until
even
I
like
got
that.
got a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit older. Then it started changing a
Yeah,
little
cause
bit.
now it's Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Fact. Man, it was crazy, man, crazy.
All right, so I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. I want to stay in South Carolina for a
Hmm.
minute. Tell me about South Carolina because I do have some roots in South Carolina on my mom's side.
I love that. Okay.
Um, and most of us got roots in the Carolinas, whether it's North or South. I got roots in both.
Hmm.
But tell me about what it was like growing up in South Carolina, because what I know of South Carolina is country as hell, and I don't want to be there. I'm just keeping it a buck.
Yeah,
Like, so tell me what life was like just coming up in South Carolina.
for sure, man. It is country as hell. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it really depends on what part. I grew up in
Yeah.
Charleston, Charleston
Which is
area,
the
so
city.
kind of, sort of.
Okay.
And being from Jersey, you won't call it the city. You like, this shit's still country.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
yeah, man, it was cool, man. Like, I didn't really travel out a lot growing up as a kid. You know what I'm saying? So like, that was really all I
That was
knew.
it. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
if we did travel, we went to Georgia,
Up the
we went to
street.
Florida,
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
back in the city. So
Mm,
it wasn't really until I got older I started paying attention and looking up like shit on YouTube. Then I'm like, damn, it's a lot
yeah,
other stuff going on outside
yeah.
of where I'm currently at. So as I got older, my desire started changing. Where I'm like, man, I had a desire to leave, but for the most part, it was all I knew. It was cool. You know what I'm saying? A very small town. Everybody know everybody.
Right, 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 right.
If you don't know them, you know somebody connected to them.
Yeah, yeah.
But outside of that, man, it wasn't a lot of people super heavy on the arts. So if you did do art
It
or
was
you
kind
made
of
music,
yeah.
you
It was
one of
big.
them
Yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, man, super small place, man. Not too
That's
much
dope.
going
I
on.
mean, just listening to you, I think it's super dope, and I want to commend you for being one of the ones that had the desire to leave.
For sure. I
Because as
appreciate
you
that, man.
know, they don't leave.
True.
We don't leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we get comfortable in those environments. We get comfortable in our situations, our circumstances. We know my family's over here. My cousins is over here. My peoples is here. I run this over here. They know me out there. They know me. I'm the king out there. I'm the man.
Yeah.
Right? All of that. And at the same time, it's like, bro, it's a big world out here. So like you said, even with Georgia and Florida, even that trifecta is enough for you to see more and know that there's more to have the spark to want to see even more.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I commend you for not just having a thought, because most people had a thought. What ends up happening is we don't act on it. That's what ends up happening. We have the thought, but we don't act on it. So you had the thought and you acted on it and you had the desire to go away, right? So we did high school and everything in South Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
right? Did you go to college?
No, I didn't.
No college. So was it right after high school? How do we make it to Georgia?
Yeah, man. So I finished high school around like 2013.
Okay.
right after that, I started traveling. So I had a guy I was working with that worked for a label, going through artist development. I'm like 19 at the time. So this is like probably like a year and a half, 2 years after high school.
Okay, okay.
So I'm traveling, and once again, I'm really not going far,
Too
man. I'm
far.
still like on
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
southeast
yeah,
for real,
yeah,
for
yeah.
real.
It,
And
it was enough though,
facts, it was
especially
because
at that point.
it expanded my horizon, man. So
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm on the move. I'm doing that. Um, it doesn't work. I come back home to South Carolina, and I'm like, man, I
Hold
got
up.
it. Mm-hmm.
What do we mean it doesn't work? What does that
Man,
mean?
so, bro, anybody who knows how the industry works,
Yeah.
you know it.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, man. So I look at it now as like it just wasn't time. You feel me? And I look at my route. I've always desired to be an entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
kind of own my process and
Mm-hmm.
not be pulled by my coattail in this
Mm-hmm.
direction, but
Mm-hmm.
more so like I wanna really do this shit.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
one of them people. I'm a
Right, right.
student at this. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that wasn't like a thing in the industry at that particular time.
Yeah.
You was kind of looked at as a rebel.
Yeah, a super
You
rebel.
got your own
Yeah.
ideas. You want
Yeah,
to do
you
shit your
tripping.
way. You feel me?
You
So
tripping.
that they wasn't
Yeah.
feeling it, man. So yeah, just after a while, it just kind of
I got
grew,
you.
it grew
I got
stale,
you. I
and
got
you
you.
know, had to go back to the hometown and find that process over again, man. So after that, I ended up moving out to the West Coast. Went out to LA for about like a year.
I know that really expanded your.
Man,
Yeah, I know that did. That's
and
what did it.
that's what
Yeah.
this guy right here. Once I got out
Yeah.
there and I
Yeah.
came back to the East Coast, I
Yeah.
was like, God, I know
Yeah.
exactly what I need
Yeah.
to do. It was
That's
up
what
from
did it.
there.
That's what
Facts.
did it. Because
Yes,
I could
sir.
see that, right? Like when you go out to LA from the first time,
Mm-hmm.
being from the East Coast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, like, you know, I spent some time in Texas and I remember somebody saying to me, like, just hearing me talk, they're like, oh, you from the East Coast. And it's like, oh shit, like I guess I am. Like I'm normally used to people saying you from up north because you on the East Coast.
Facts.
Literally. So when you go out west for the first time from the East, like that first initial experience is crazy, bro.
Man,
It's
was
crazy.
it,
Like it's crazy. It don't even matter what you do. It don't even matter what you do.
bro?
It's just being in Cali, all of the vibes, all of the everything you ever heard, all of the everything coming back to you, like
Facts.
all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
that first time, and you said you was out there for how long?
A year.
Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That time
Yeah.
was different, bro.
Yeah.
It
I
was
already
different.
know.
It was
I already
different.
know. I already know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it though, man. I
Mhm.
felt like it was exactly what I needed. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Because like I said, I come from a very small town, but
Right.
my dreams, I'm like, bro, I wanna
Yeah.
see the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And going out there was like shit. I'm a long way from home. I don't really know nobody out here. So everything that I ever was taught growing up, now I gotta apply that shit. I gotta
Yeah.
figure it out.
Right.
And being out there, bro, like I said, was exactly what I needed as a person, as an
Mhm.
artist,
Mhm.
as a future businessman. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
it placed me in.
Yeah, that's a hell of a that's the ocean. For sure. The
Absolutely.
ocean of a bunch of respectfully, but the
Mhm.
ocean of sharks,
Yeah.
the ocean of finagle or old Italian fugazi, like you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying, like that type of all of that. You getting the crash course going to LA, New York, like those type of places. You getting the super crash course
Facts.
on. You think you know, but you have no idea.
Not even close. Not even close. Man. What?
Yeah.
Dog. And it's surprising because, like I said, back at home, I had a homie told me this right before I left. He was like, "Man, out here, you like a big fish in a small pond."
Yeah.
He was like, and that's cool.
Right.
Like a lot of people, like you said, they stay home because they
Yeah.
know I'm the man out here.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
once you go somewhere else, bro, you got to start from scratch.
Mhm.
And for me, I was like, bro, I feel like that's what it's gonna take for me to boss up. So
Anyway.
me going out there, I'm a small fish, but I'm trying to figure out the information, who is who, what is what. And man, that, like I said, I'm running into the right people,
Mhm.
people passing on the information. So I felt like being out there, what it taught me was like, there's a lot of people out here willing to give you the game if they know you on your shit and they know you want it.
That's it.
And
That's the key right there.
facts.
If they know you on your shit, right?
Mhm.
Because again, in the land of so many people saying they this and that, like you have a hard time sometimes, like kind of like ciphering through all of that, right?
True.
So like you gotta come correct. You gotta make sure everything is in order. It's important to have your business in order. It's important to just be about it in a real way as opposed to talking about it. Because again, dreams is one thing, but action is another,
Yeah.
right? So again, we learn and we get in the crash course out in LA. And we come back to this side. And at that point, we come back to SC or you in Georgia at that
Yeah,
point?
I was out in SC for about like 6 months. Then I
Okay.
came to Atlanta for a
Yeah.
little while. Kind of got a feel for the
Look, yeah,
scene.
yeah,
Went
yeah.
back home, and then I came back for good.
That makes sense.
Yes,
That
sir.
makes sense. Now, in this process, is music being made? Are you being creative? Like, what's that creative process like during? I want to speak about specifically the transition
Hmm.
from the West back to the East, South Carolina, Georgia a little bit, back to SC, and then Georgia for good. I'm
Hmm.
speaking about that time frame. What's the creative process like for you during that time?
Yeah, man, it's funny. I was just talking to my cousin about this. I had this big ass computer. I would travel everywhere with, yo. Like, like the big towers that come with the computer. I got this shit in the trunk.
Yeah, the
So if
actual
I hit the
joint.
road, man, it's like
Yeah,
I got the whole setup with me, and I got a family. So at this
yeah.
time, it was just me, my lady, and our little man. So I'm like, shit. If we hit the road,
Mm-hmm.
we got our suitcases, but I gotta take this because once we
Mm-hmm.
get there and we get set up, I gotta
Gotta be
lock
able to
in.
do it.
So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, man. So at that time, I was still working on music every chance I got, and
Yeah.
I had hella free time for real, for
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
So yeah, man, I'm figuring it out,
Uh-huh.
and I'm
Uh-huh.
still recording.
Uh-huh.
Nothing is getting released at this time, but I feel like at that particular moment, I'm starting to find my artistic identity and put the pieces together. So yeah, man, it was a pivotal moment.
And who were we inspired by, right? Who were some of the artists that are helping? Or let me ask you this, because sometimes when you're in that mode, sometimes you shut the world off. You don't listen to nobody else because you don't want to be influenced from nobody else.
Yeah.
But then also to be inspired, you might listen to certain people. So what was it like for you? And if you did listen to some other artists, or if you were listening to whoever was current, like who were you kind of inspired by during that time?
Man, so are you talking about like the transitioning coming back to the East
The
Coast, right?
transition coming back to the East
Yeah.
Coast, and like you said, you still creating anytime you can, so you finding it, whatever, what have you. Yeah, like creatively, as you're creating, are you
Mhm.
listening to certain artists that are kind of inspiring you to do your thing, or what? Like, how's that? What's that like?
Surprisingly, at that moment, not really.
Nah,
I think
you on you.
it was kind of frustrating because like I said, I'm coming back from the West Coast, and I'm trying to put the pieces together. But it's two takes I had. It's like the positives was I got the gems and the information.
Right.
The flip side of that is like, man, the industry really ain't shit out here, bro. So I'm going back and I'm kind of like fed up with the industry. I don't want to really hear any major artists. Nobody that's on, no
Okay, that makes
shade,
sense.
but
That
I'm
makes
like,
sense. Yeah. So
like
you really, but that's the gift and the curse,
facts,
or the curse that birthed the gift.
facts,
Right?
exactly.
Because
Hmm.
because of that, that kind of made you tap into you
Absolute.
and be like, man, I'ma curate this thing and I'm gonna
Hmm.
make this thing the thing. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of sense.
yeah, man. That
Um.
was
So
really
okay.
cool.
So then we create and we making music. And again, is it just I gotta get this? I gotta get these creative expressions out, or are you creating with the idea of trying to put a complete project together?
Yeah,
What was the mindset like, if you remember?
absolutely. I think I've always been like more project oriented. I
Yeah.
love bodies of work. I feel
Right.
like I'm not I can create just for the sake of creating,
Sure.
but for me, it's like it's always connected to something somehow, some way, right? So
Mm-hmm.
at this particular time, I'm more so just putting emphasis on building up catalog because now I'm hearing from the business end,
Mm-hmm.
catalog is the key. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm also working on breaking in as a songwriter. I'm
Mm-hmm.
also forming relationships with A&Rs and people who are
Mm-hmm.
in the labels who are like, man, like if the artist thing don't work,
You
you
got
can
this.
always fall on
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my mentality is changing to where I'm creating, but I'm not releasing, but I'm also just trying to figure out like who
Yeah.
am I as the
Yeah.
creative now,
And
So
and you're in the world, you're in the space, so things are
yeah,
happening, right? Like certain
absolutely,
opportunities are presenting themselves. You have the ability. I'm available. Yeah. You need a
facts.
song. Yeah. I got. Yeah. Yeah. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So, but it's all about being in the space, like they say, right time or right place, right time.
Yeah,
It's
that's
more
true.
so about that, but you were kind of just being true to the art form, and in that you found yourself being able to capitalize over relationships you made out west,
Mm-hmm.
and other relationships that you just make along the way. So project oriented. I'm project oriented as well. I never really created in the way to like just. I mean, there were pockets of time where I did certain things, like I'm just throwing those out, but I like to have that same body of work as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for you, I want to know now, like, kind of favorite artists of yours, right? Like, who are some of the people that you listen to when, who are some of your go-tos or just in your rotation? Like,
Man, it was a plethora of different artists, bro. I'm gonna be
of
real.
course,
So
of
yeah,
course. Music
facts, and
is
you
is
get it, you get it.
yeah,
So I love
music,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So at this time, I'm heavily inspired by Chris Brown.
Yeah.
At this moment, and granted, I feel like my influences changed a lot too because I think early on it was more so influenced by the artist. Now it's like more so influenced by the art. Like, what can you do outside of the singing? We all can sing. We all can
Mm,
make music, but how do you
okay.
go about the marketing aspect and the creative aspect? So
So how
now
do you put the
the
total package
world, how do
together?
you build the world around this? So
Okay.
it's changed a lot. But in those stages, it was Chris Brown. Now it's like SZA, Frank Ocean. It's changed a lot for
Yeah.
sure,
Yo, what's up with Frank, man? Like,
man. Yo,
the thing about Frank Ocean, yo, like, I don't understand. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Frank Ocean's super talented, right?
hmm
Obviously, we ain't gotta overstate the obvious, but once that information came out, people started to certain people felt a certain way,
hmm
right? Then you have the mystique of Frank Ocean. He came out with Channel Orange, Blonde, and then was it another?
Endless,
What's the last one?
endless.
Did that one really hit?
I fuck with it, bro. Like, I go back to it. I think the only weird part is like you can't go to it like individual tracks. It's like a
You have to
lot
listen to the whole
facts.
thing.
So yeah, you
What
just
year?
gotta click
You
through that
what
motherfucker.
what year is that?
It came out like a day after Blonde drop, or they dropped like a few days apart. Low key.
That's why. So
Yeah.
I'm not even familiar with that one. I
Mhm.
know obviously Blonde, but my point is that still was a little minute ago. Now, of
Mhm.
course, he's worked with other people like Hove and certain people, but I think he's built a certain mystique to where people think that he's coming back with music, and I
Man.
don't think I think he works because he's
Mhm.
a creative person, but I don't
Facts.
think he messing with no music.
Man, I just told my lady I had that realization the other day too. I'm like, bro, I think we just gotta
It's over, bro.
accept the fact, bro.
It's
He
over.
he
He's not
good,
coming
man.
out
He
with no music,
facts,
bro.
man. So I'll be surprised. Like,
And that's what I mean for the record when
yeah.
I say what's up with Frank. It's like, yo, I think that Frank Ocean is talented. Like, I'd be lying if I said that I'm checking for any Frank Ocean music. I'm definitely not checking for no Frank Ocean music. And on top of that, I feel like he's one of those guys that he gets the stamp, but it's like I don't know. Like he's not okay. Let me ask you this:
hmm
would you put Frank Ocean and Tyler the Creator in the same type of category? Because people do.
Yeah, I would, and I think the reason why, just going back to the world building, I feel like it's certain artists who are just studio artists. They can create music all day long, and they
Mm,
can just throw it out. They can be on a cycle. A lot of artists are there today. They're releasing songs every month.
right.
Then you got some artists that, like project artists. When I create this project, it's ideas that are formulating in my mind when it's time to lock in.
Hmm.
And I feel like artists like Tyler the Creator and Frank Ocean are those type of artists. Granted, I think with Frank, it's just like the frustrations with the industry, man. Like, some people are just like,
Yeah.
shit,
He
they get
fucked he fucked the industry with that
bro,
that Apple deal.
big
Yeah, yeah,
time,
he
man.
did.
Chess move though,
Yeah,
bro. And it's
super
like,
chess move.
especially releasing that shit independently, and it's still going crazy. It's like independently releasing something that big,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah,
good,
nah, he
bro.
went
Like,
crazy. But
yeah,
that's exactly why I'm like, I don't think he giving us no more music.
yeah. I'll be surprised. I
You know what I'm
want it,
saying?
but I'll be surprised, bro. To be
I think
real,
people are delusional. Like he's not coming to nobody's festivals. Like it's
bro.
over, bro.
What,
You're not about to see Frank. And if you
man?
see Frank, it's gonna be like with Beyonce or something.
Right, he
You know
out
what I'm
there
saying?
chilling, man.
Yeah, like it's
Facts.
not about the I just don't see him coming out with an
Yeah,
album. I know
I'll
that
be
was a
surprised.
sidebar. Um but okay, so getting back to other people that you are inspired by.
hmm
So it was Chris, like in that early thing, and then you were saying like the brand of how people put everything together.
Yeah.
Any other artists that are on that like favorites list for the now that speak to like that full brand point that you made?
Yeah, Mario. He's another one, and I
Sleeper.
kind facts, man. And it's
Super
like
sleeper.
he was honestly the very first artist I got hip to.
Mm.
One of the very first artists I ever met, and one of the very first artists that I actually like studied, like how to sing, how to hit certain notes.
Yeah, now
You
he
know, what
got
I'm
it.
certain that he's just different. But
Yeah.
The Weeknd, he's another great artist. I'm not super heavy on the Weeknd now as I once
Early, yeah,
was.
early.
You
House
feel
of
me?
Balloons, all of
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Bryson Tiller, Party Next Door. Man, shit, the list continue. If I keep thinking about it, I'm gonna
Sure,
just keep
sure, sure.
naming them,
Okay,
bro.
so but no, that's the vibe, and I'm
Yeah.
happy that you're saying that because I told y'all I heard the music, right?
Mm-hmm.
I heard the music, and the music is dope.
Appreciate it.
So if the music wasn't dope, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. So it's no need for me to gas that point, right? The music is dope, but I can hear some of those, I'll say influences, but not in the sense that you try to sound like anybody, because that's the thing, right? We was listening to it on the way over here, and I'm like, I didn't say this, but I was even thinking this, like, I don't know, I don't have a person to compare you to.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like you sound, the sound is familiar, right? The
Mhm.
sound is familiar, but it's not like you're sounding like anybody else. Like,
Love that.
but I do think that the music sounds good, and like I said, I'm hearing the pen. You mentioned songwriting a little bit,
Mhm.
right? So you've had some of those songwriting opportunities. Can
Mhm.
you speak to some of those opportunities that kind of opened up for you on the songwriting side of things?
Yeah, man. So coming back to the East Coast from the West Coast, I want to say probably I'm like a few months settled back in the crib. I get a call from homie I was working with. The one I told you the first go
Yeah,
around,
yeah,
it
yeah,
didn't really work. But eventually he started like, all right, man,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
the
Because he's
pen
still going
the
and
pen
he's
getting
still
better.
dope.
You ain't
Yeah,
stopping. So
yeah.
man, I got another kid I'm working with. Man, I need you to come through. Let me know your rate. So I'm like, damn, I'm about to get the opportunity, and he about to pay me a bag.
Yeah.
So that was like one of the very first opportunities. Granted, he's an independent artist, but it generates the conversation again.
Mm.
After that, it's more so like sync opportunities, like small indie films, and I'm
That's
still
dope.
yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
So
super
like
dope.
it worked up to there. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
still get those calls, still to this day, but that's pretty much like where my target is right now. I haven't had the opportunity to lock in with a lot of my favorite artists just yet. That's
Yeah,
coming,
now it's
but
coming.
yeah, but the
It's
sync
coming.
opportunities is like has been
Because
the
again,
focus.
first of all, the sync opportunities are or is a lane that not a lot of people pay enough attention to.
Facts.
People might even know a little something about it, but not enough people pay attention to it. Was it something that it just kind of fell in your lap because of certain proximity of relationships, or was that something that you kind of sought out to be a part of?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's
Like music and film and things like that, because yeah.
yeah. So even going back to that, which is crazy because this kind of just clicked when I was in LA. My lady, she was in film school at the time. So like, as I'm out there, I'm around these film kids, bro. I'm a dude from the hood, bro. So like,
Yeah.
this shit is weird, but it's taking me out of my element, bro. Like it's like
Yeah.
these aren't the type of people I would probably be
Yeah.
with day to day, but
Yeah.
it's doing something to my creative process, and
And it's
it's
making you forcing you to
bro,
grow.
you feel me?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
essentially I felt like that was kind of like the entry stage of like bridging the gap between music and film, and also being a person that just loves information. So I'm reading and I'm learning like, yo, I'm an independent artist. I'm asking Google all these questions. How do I make money as an independent artist? How do I do
Yeah,
this? And
yeah.
it's like sync licensing, songwriting, and it's just pointing me back to that. So I'm looking at that and I'm just digging in. I'm trying to find the people. I'm trying to build the relationships, and yeah, introduce myself to them opportunities.
What you're listening to is somebody who wants it, somebody who actually cares, who actually has a real passion for it, right? You're not going the extra mile, which don't feel like the extra mile because it's really not. It's just questions that you have, and we got a phone, which is basically a computer
Mm-hmm.
that can answer any question that we want if
Facts.
we just type the information in.
Mm-hmm.
So this is somebody who actually is serious about what he says that he wants, and you were doing and taking the necessary steps to kind of get some of that information.
Absolutely.
And then for yourself, by proximity of proximity of certain relationships, and just finding yourself right place, right time, so on and so forth, you get certain opportunities. So you have those things working for you. You're creating for yourself. You're a project-minded type of artist. We understand some of your inspirations. Let's fast forward to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
We finally get to Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
and it sounded like you kind of had somewhat of a plan, right? Once you get here, my father got a saying: the best made plans never plan out.
Speaking to that, bro. So we, not to cut you
Sure,
off, bro.
no,
So
yeah,
speaking of that, bro. So we get to Georgia. Granted, we get here 2 months before COVID hit. We get here, we got this plan like, yo, we here, we settled in, we about to go up. You know what I'm saying? We making all these plans, we making all these calls, we setting up plays. A few months later, COVID hits. the world shut down, bro. So it's like, I'm like, damn,
Yeah.
the opportunities that we thought were gonna come, everything is just
Everything's
like we're
done.
back
Yeah,
at
everything.
ground
Yeah,
zero.
yep.
So the plus is that I felt like I look at it as like a sign from God of
Of
like,
course.
don't forget the intentions and the plans, because oftentimes we can have the original concept in mind, but outside conversation happens. We start telling the plans to other people, and it takes us away from the original concept. And I felt like, bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. Like coming out here, you kind of get lost in
Yeah,
that. It's like
it's easy.
I'm meeting
It's
everybody
easy.
and I'm having these comments. So yeah, let me fuck with them over there, man. Let me see what it's
Mhm.
about. But it's like I'm
It's too
disowning.
much. Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
The original ideas and the original concepts that I had. So it was perfect timing, man, for me to be slowed down and like, bro,
Mhm.
remember why you're doing this and
Mhm.
what you're doing it for. You feel
Mhm.
me? So
Yeah.
yeah, man.
So we go through COVID, and we all went through COVID, right? One of the most remarkable things about COVID was music brought everybody together.
Facts. Big
Shouts to
time.
DJ Nice. We always got shouts to DJ Nice because D Nice, part himself. Because he really brought everybody together on some DJ Instagram live. Everybody's tuned in. More and more DJs started to do stuff like that. Then people talking about we having COVID parties, and then like you know what I'm saying. It was, but music,
Hey, man.
music was the thing that kept everybody tapped in.
Yeah.
Then Versus was birthed, and we watching all of that. Like, but it was all centered around music, right? And the real creative people, most people pivoted, and they found like, hold up, my 9 to 5 might not have been working out for me because now I see they can snatch that, or this could be shut down. Hold on, let me pivot. Let me open the
Man.
business.
Yeah.
Let me start this. So a lot of people did that and made those moves. But the creative people, I felt that was like a creative boom, right? It was like a rebirth. Because I always call COVID the world reset.
I like that.
That's basically what it was, right? It was a world reset. And I think from that, right, even though you had to slow down and sit down because plans that you originally had weren't even able to plan out or pan out, as you started to create or as you started to make music in COVID and beyond, speak about fighting through those things and staying focused to where you finally got in pocket and now we're working on a thing. Because I'm going to get to that project in a second, but I want to lead up to how you finally were able to lock in, cut through all of the red tape and the BS, and be like, okay, I'm here now. Like, this is what I'm working on.
Yeah, man. I'm big on setting goals, man, and my intentions, man, are always like I never do anything if I'm not sure. You feel me? It's like at least not now. Like before, you know, you make mistakes, and it's like over the past few years, I feel like during that time frame, it's like, bro, if the world is here and we recognize that shit, everything, like you said, going back to the world can reset at any given moment due to some shit like this. It's like, bro, I need to kind of find that person inside of me. I need to find that balance. I need to get on track. So yeah, man. So I make the decision to lock in. I make the decision to like really lock in with social media in particular. And I'm meeting people. I'm having these conversations. I don't care where you from. Like, yo, let's connect. Let's create.
Yeah.
So I'm linking up with people from Canada. We having video calls. Like, yo, like we're creating essentially a community of musical individuals that probably wouldn't ever come together if it wasn't for COVID happening for real, for real.
Yeah.
So now I'm slowly entering into the Love on Lacey Drive era of like my first project, and I think during COVID, man, it's like a couple hundred songs I recorded, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I recorded a lot in COVID as well. Like I didn't put out as much as the music. I probably regret that a little bit because some of it is a little dated. Some of it, you know, still I can maybe drop. But like I did do a lot of recording in COVID because we was home.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Between that and, you know, DJing, like that was it. That was really all there was to do. So you mentioned the name already. I'm gonna get to the name in a second. Actually, let's speak about the name. This first project that came out, I believe, what, 2023?
Yeah, 2023. Yes,
what's the name of it?
Love on Lacey Drive.
Love on Lacey Drive. Where's Lacey Drive?
It's not a real place.
See? And that's what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You're creating and curating an entire world, and you're bringing everybody there, right? That's why I said I'm not. I couldn't really compare you to anybody, right? I fuck with the Surge and the Lucky Days and the Brysons and all of the people you name, but I'm like, nah, it's not quite that. You could be right there in that playlist. If Spotify got a playlist, you be right there. You know what I'm saying? You be right there, right in pocket.
Man, I
But
appreciate
it's
that.
not necessarily the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Lazy Drive is not even a real place.
Yeah, nah.
Let me ask you this. Did you come up with the concept of the name before you started or during the process or after?
After. So check this out. Like I said, we entering from we leaving out from COVID and the world is finally getting back
Yeah,
free. I go
yeah.
to Best Buy, I'm buying some new equipment, and it's actually, you ever heard of the Lossy drive, the orange joint? It's like a rugged drive. A lot of creatives used to have it.
Probably, but okay.
For sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
no stress. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? So I
yeah,
go there and I get it. It's actually called a Lossy Seagate drive or some shit like that.
yeah.
And that's what the project is built off of. It's like all my songs are stored on here, bro. So I kind of finessed the name a little bit, but it's
Okay.
like my love songs from my Lossy hard drive, but I changed the name Love
Lacy.
on Lacy drive. You know what I mean? And kind of built like
He
a
said he's a
world around it,
songwriter.
Yeah.
He not bullshitting because you got to be creative in order to put that together like that. You know
For
what I'm
sure.
saying? Like, it's simple, but it's profound when you put it together and you make it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That's super fire.
Appreciate that, man.
Super fire. Love on Lacy Drive.
Mm-hmm.
Super fire name. It releases in 2023. How many songs on this project?
9.
9 songs on the project. What's the theme of Lost on Lacy Drive?
Honestly, that wasn't really a theme for real, for real.
So it
Like,
literally just was.
it's
You named it off of that, and that was
yeah,
just that
so
on that.
my thinking at this time is like, I'm out here, the world has opened back up. Now it's time to really build a solid foundation, and I'm looking at that as like a foundational piece. Granted, like I said, I recorded hundreds of songs
Sure.
during COVID, so I'm like, I'm gonna pick the best 9 that I fuck with. I'm gonna ask my peoples for, y'all vote for these records with me. Let me know what y'all thinking. Put them on a project, and I'm gonna just use this as a foundation. So in the meantime, while I'm really figuring shit out, I'm getting my ducks in a row.
Let that, yeah,
I'ma
yeah. Let
do
that
this,
do what that do.
perform, build some content, run it up, and when it's really time to lock in, they gonna see the difference. And now we're entering into the era where we are now. But yeah, that's kind of like a foundational piece overall.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I like that. That is available wherever you can stream
All streaming,
music.
yeah, man.
Apple Music,
Absolutely.
Apple Music, Spotify. I don't know where else y'all listen to music.
Wherever you listen, you can find it for sure.
Yeah. So okay, Lost on Lacy Drive is out, and like you said, you're performing, right? Like you're performing some of these records. And that's kind of how I even became familiar with you more recently, because I know you had something back in December where you were promoting the new record, which we'll get to in a second. But as far as I still want to stay on this particular project, how well do you think you were able to, work that project? Like, do you think you were able to really, give it space and allow it to breathe and allow whoever's tapped into you to digest it? Yeah, how do you feel about how you presented it and how it landed?
That's solid. I mean, like I said, I didn't really have any solid intentions, but
Like
I think
that.
it did what it needed to do for me.
Okay.
As far as like showing me, I put something out and I didn't really do much promotion, but the numbers were, it was like, okay, it's like the best my shit has been moving. I'm still performing. People are enjoying these records. In the back of my mind as a creative, I'm sure you can relate to, it's like, bro, I'm way past this. I'm playing a lot better. My vocals a lot better. But
yeah.
if y'all fucking with it, then it's like, okay, when
I
we get to the
appreciate
new era,
It's all
you
it's
feel
all the
me?
way up.
It's
Yeah.
all the way up.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at that as like, I just want to put something out and let it do what it needs to do and have something where people can just, I run into somebody, they see I do music, man, go back, run this up, man. I did this, I dropped this, so yeah, man, I just feel like we're just in a different time frame, and I think that project was literally like a major key to me finding the DaShean Porter that I found now. So I just kind of look at that era as, exactly what it was.
Yeah, yeah. And I also was talking offline about the fact that I'm hearing a lot of these records, and most of the time, some of the artists that you name, like a Bryson, for example, you have these hybrid type of artists, sing, rap,
Yeah.
that type of duality. I hear some rhythm from you, but not necessarily rap. And I also noticed like no rap features. So I asked you, I was like, yo, I noticed that because I went through I probably listened to all of your shit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey, that's
You know what I'm
love.
saying? I probably listened to all of your
That's
shit. And I'm
love,
like,
man.
damn, son don't have no rap features. So
Mhm.
kind of explain the psyche behind that and why.
Yeah, man. For one, I mean, that's just kind of how it happened. It happened organically like
Okay.
that. But this go around that I'm trying to like build the gap between bridge the gap, my bad,
Yeah.
between like myself and just dope rappers, bro.
Mhm.
But like Love on Lacy Drive, granted it was COVID, so majority of those records were recorded during
By
COVID.
yourself anyway, yeah.
So I wasn't really connecting with much rappers. It was mainly like producers, writers and shit like that. But now it's like I'm meeting niggas I fuck with. So I'm like, bro, I'm
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah.
This is what the game plan is,
Yeah.
bro. I'm gonna send you this. Let me know if you fuck with it. If you
Yeah.
fuck with it, let's make it do what it do. So
Yeah.
now I'm entering into the era where it's like, man, it's up, bro. I'm connected with my people. We outside. We making noise, and man, just trying to keep it moving like that, moving forward.
Yeah. Um, and speaking of moving forward, we got a new single out.
Yes, sir.
Um, tell everybody about the new single. What's the name of it?
The most recent is Roll.
Roll is fire.
Appreciate it, man.
Roll is fire.
Appreciate it.
Roll is dope. Word. Go check that out.
Please go check it out. Run that up for me.
Yeah, for sure. Why Roll? Why is this the first one that you're presenting to the people?
Yeah, so the first one that I actually released was Stuck.
It
I
was
dropped
Stuck.
that
So
last
Stuck
year.
was first.
Yeah,
Okay.
Stuck was
alright,
first. I dropped that in like June 2024.
Okay.
I dropped Roll in December.
Right.
But with those two records, my game plan with this project, I feel it's bringing all of the pieces together. So from the very first project, for anybody who has probably fucked with DaShean Porter in the past, and y'all still rocking with me, man, you gonna see it's like the eras are coming together and it's refined. The pen is sharper, the voice is stronger. You feel me? The production is better, and I wanted to really showcase that. So what Stuck
Yeah.
is like you said, I'm building off the rhythm. I love rap.
Right.
I don't want to necessarily rap per se. I like rapping. I got
Sure.
hella records
Yeah.
on a hard drive that will probably never see the day, but it's just more so finding a fresher way for myself to approach R&B.
But I like that because it stood out to me. 'Cause I just told you everybody else that we named, that's what they do.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Also another
I
thing
like
that makes you
Okay.
different,
Mm-hmm.
right? I wouldn't have even brought it up if it didn't stand out like that. Cause I'm like, damn, like no features and no rap. Just interesting in today's brand of R&B. You don't typically see that,
Yeah.
right? Everybody's hybrid or everybody's got a feature.
Mm-hmm.
And would you say that and I don't know if this is intentional or not, maybe it is, but would you say that you are kind of a representative of, would you say traditional R&B or like what type of R&B, maybe this is a better question. What type of R&B artist would you consider yourself to be?
Damn. Hey, that's a valid question, bro, because I've never thought about that for real, for real. That's a good question. I really feel like it's the perfect blend between like 2000s R&B because I feel like that era brought a lot more bass,
Mm.
a lot more pockets. The singing got a little more swaggier.
Yeah,
Like
it was more dance,
you feel me? Like
dancey.
more intentional.
Yeah.
It wasn't just about like lovey dovey, I love you,
Yeah.
girl, like
Yeah.
type shit. But it's also the lyrics are more so like if I wanted to rap these mugs, I can do it too. And it's more like heavy emphasis on the pen, heavy emphasis on
the
like
pen.
clever lyrics and
Mhm.
wanting to make records that people can. It's a conversational piece. You can say this to your girl if you want to. You feel
Word.
me? So
I ain't
yeah.
gonna hold you. You had a slutty vegan line that almost.
ETA.
Bro,
Yeah.
come on, man, stop, bro. I listened to the
Appreciate
shit.
that, man. Hey, that's love, bro.
I'm like,
for real,
nah, he
for real.
caught that.
Dog.
He caught that crazy. I started like writing in my head. I'm like, hold up.
That's fire. I like that.
I'm like, nah,
I like
hold
that.
up, yo.
Yeah.
Nah, word. I'm like, nah, he caught that. So
Fire, bro.
emphasis on the pen.
Mm-hmm.
Emphasis on the pen. I think anybody who's an artist out there, emphasis on the pen.
Big emphasis.
You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? Like, because good music has no expiration date.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If it's dope, it's dope. So the people who never heard of you before today, now they know. Now once y'all go check out the music, now once y'all go hear it, then you're gonna see. You're gonna see what we're talking about, what he's talking about, why he's dope, so on and so forth. Then you'll become more of a fan. Then you're gonna pull up to the next live show he got. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna keep this relationship going like that.
Yes, sir.
But that's how it works. Cause it don't matter that 2023 ain't that long ago.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? Just a short little time ago.
Mhm.
Y'all might not have heard it. But again, Love on Lacey Drive.
Yes, sir.
Go get that. Go stream that. It's in your phone. You ain't even got to go
You
nowhere.
ain't got to go nowhere. You don't even got to pay for nothing for real.
It's right there. You already have it. You actually got it. It's right there.
Facts.
You just got to type it in. That's the only thing you got to do.
Yeah.
You feel me? So I think that when the music is quality, again, it has no expiration date. I love and appreciate the fact that you've built it out in a way that's intentional, in a way that's giving it respect, because it don't sound like you stepping over records. You know, you said you dropped the joint in June, dropped another joint in December. Let it breathe. Let it get some time. Let the people bubble. Let me hear what they saying. Let me get a feel for, like, you're actually doing what artists don't do anymore.
Man.
But you spoke about the artist development piece when you was out in LA.
Yeah.
See, so it starts there. People don't get exposed to that because they're not around it. People think you can just set up, and some people do, respectfully, set up a mic in their room, buy a program, get a beat off of YouTube and create something.
Right.
That's how a lot of people start. Cool, if that's how you start. But you got to know and understand it's a development process.
Big time.
It's a development process.
Yeah.
You spoke about years, that starting from beginning in South Carolina, an entire journey that involved a lot of different people helping you along the way, a lot of keen intuition on your part to know, okay, he's cool, maybe he's not, they for me, I don't like that, like bumps and bruises, so on and so forth, to get to a point where it's like, now I'm going to take these experiences, take my time, sit down, relax, you know what I'm saying, put it together, and then build it out.
Facts. That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So again, kudos to you.
Appreciate that, man.
I commend you. And the joint Roll, right? Roll. So you had a show, right, out here in Atlanta, in December, or it was.
It ended up getting pushed back.
Okay.
Pushing it back to like later on in the year.
Okay.
But I was supporting one of the homies, man. Shout out to my bro Solo, Solomon Hedden, another fire ass R&B artist, bro. Make sure y'all show love to my bro. But yeah, so supporting him.
All right, cool. But Roll, we got a video in mind.
Man, so it's an approach we
can't even.
Take.
All right.
I don't even want to put it out. I'll tell you off camera, but
say
it's
no
like,
more.
I don't want to put. They like, oh,
say no
I
more.
like that. I like that concept.
Yeah. They're gonna jack your shit. So don't even.
Sure.
Yeah, you'll see it when you see it.
Sure, you gonna see it though.
But you gonna see it though. It's coming. It's on the way. But Roll is the most recent joint, and moving forward, of course there are plans to release more music. But do you have a date for another record or a project, or like moving forward, like what's the plan that you can reveal?
Yeah, man. So we dropping another single outside, and then we're gonna drop a single every month. So this is the first time I ever done this. It's a new approach. We got a nice little situation going this go around, so it gives us the opportunity and the space to really monetize and work the records, unlike before. So it's like, I bet, like you said, I took the time to formulate the plan, and now I'm at a space to where it's like, we can work the plan now, So
I love it.
Single dropping next month. We looking at dropping a single, February, March, April, dropping a project in May, and shit. We gonna come back and do the other side of the project that I told you about, and we gonna just hit the road and, man, just connect with the people.
Yeah, it's a whole situation. So basically, like, look forward to a lot more
crazy
from DaShean Porter.
Absolutely.
That's basically what I'm hearing and what y'all hearing if y'all paying attention. Hopefully y'all been paying attention, because it ain't boring.
So, man,
like what we talk about. Like, no, I really can't wait to just watch everything play out and watch everything piece out, because I appreciate the plan, and I appreciate, again, respecting the art and the craft enough to build it out.
Absolutely.
Take your time. Ain't nobody, you're not really rushing against anybody but yourself. And and this is me speaking to myself as well, because sometimes I do that, right? Sometimes, like, I'll have a plan and build it out, but sometimes I'll be super anxious to get the shit done. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, relax. You know what I'm saying? Take a breath and just continue to build it out and continue to do your thing. Definitely much love and success as far as that's concerned. Now I do want to
Same to you, man.
appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that. Now I do want to switch gears just a little bit, and kind of throw some sidebars because I like to do rapid fire questions. So
Okay.
this is just kind of off the top. You're a songwriter and you're someone who appreciates songwriters. So I'm just gonna say The Dream or Sean Garrett.
You.
Yeah.
Hey, that's solid, dog. Listen, two of the bro.
Yeah.
My top two for sure.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I will have. Damn, dog. That's solid. Cause I wish we could take like a shot or some shit, bro. Cause
I mean, we could
damn,
we
but
could shoot.
I would say
Actually,
I put them both on the same level, and it's hard, bro.
I know.
It's really hard to pick.
I literally just
Oh.
Kick back, cooped at the party. Sick of being at the party. Life for the party. But I'm like, fuck the party. Drinking got me in the mood. Thinking about the party. Yeah. Heading home. Rather be on your body. Yeah. Ain't cooped up at the crib. You already know what it is. Tell me you love me still. No matter what I did. Tell me you want me now. And my all I'll give. Go ahead and pull it out. I'm open ears. Baby, tell me that you're mine. I don't wanna be outside. Tell me that you're mine. I don't wanna be.
Two prolific artists and writers, and I kind of put them on the same level simply because of what they've done and the type of artists that they work with, and they're like two of the only songwriters to be able to do that.
yeah.
To have that access to artists.
Access.
Come on, it's just
like
just
A-list
different.
access, bro.
The artist calling them. Beyonce, like,
Yeah.
yo, like,
Yeah, I need you.
I need you,
I
bro.
need
you feel
you.
me? So
Yeah.
for me, man, it's just I can't really say one of them guys are better than one of the other. It's like Kobe versus LeBron. Some people gonna really, it's
You about to stir up the streets with that one.
I'm gonna just leave it there, bro. I ain't gonna even dig in, dog.
Yeah.
Get it? It's GOAT
Yeah,
talking.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
we can break down stats and we can break down
Mhm.
so much, but it's just like these two guys that played at the top of their game,
Yeah.
and we will never see
Right.
anybody
Another
compare
one
again, bro.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
shout out to the Dream and
Shout out
Sean
to the Dream
Garrett,
and Sean
dog.
Garrett.
Big
Shout out to
time,
the Dream
for
and Sean
sure.
Garrett. All right, so on the topic of R&B, you're a male R&B singer yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the GOAT?
Usher. I gotta give it to Usher. Usher.
Usher.
I gotta give it to Usher.
Okay, tell me why.
Reason being, Confessions is a diamond selling R&B project.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has done R&B bigger than him. We can say from a vocal standpoint, but as far as like reach,
I got one person though.
Redacted. If you get, he's my number one too, bro. But people,
Now, listen,
hey,
we're in a non-cancel era, okay? I'm gonna just speak for myself. All right,
yo,
the greatest R&B
come on,
singer of
hey,
all time is
talk
R.
that
Kelly.
talk.
This
Talk
is
that
what's
talk,
happening.
bro.
This is what it is. R.
Man.
Kelly's number one. He's the GOAT.
Yeah,
He's the GOAT. If you
Bro.
listen, if son is nasty on the side, pause. Like that ain't got nothing
just
to
nasty
do.
on the side.
That ain't got nothing to do with. Man, I ain't about to say it,
Yeah,
but y'all know. Stop.
yeah, man.
Stop.
I feel like
Everybody listened. Everybody had "I Believe I Can Fly" as a graduation song.
bro,
Like, you know what I'm saying? But he did the gospel joints.
made
He
music
did
for
the stepping
everybody,
joints.
bro.
We already know the baby making joints. Like,
Mhm.
stop, bro.
Yeah,
Stop.
that would never be another.
And his pen for everybody else.
Come on, bro. He produces his own music.
He's
like
crazy,
we
bro.
never seen anything like that, bro.
R. Kelly's number one. Okay.
I'm
Like,
glad you said that. I fuck with
yeah,
that. I fuck with
yeah.
that. Super
But I understand. Listen, I don't like some people can't separate the art from the person.
mm-hmm.
Some people really can't. Like the same is with Kanye West
Absolutely.
or Ye, right? Like everybody know I'm a super Ye fan,
Likewise, dog.
and sometimes he gets hard to be able to defend. And I'm not gonna co-sign goofy shit or just, you know what I'm saying, like stuff that I just don't agree with. I'm not gonna co-sign that. So they be like, yo, your man. Yo, your man.
real,
You feel me?
yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I know. But at the end of the day, we not about to talk about when it come to music.
Come on.
We not having no conversation.
At all.
If you're not acknowledging Kanye West as the top when it come to music, then you're not having a real conversation.
That's real.
You just being stubborn. And you can do that too, but it don't mean it ain't true. So I feel like I like Usher. Did you see Usher when he was on tour?
I didn't.
I was able to catch that show, man, when he came to Atlanta, man. Hell of a show. I didn't get to see him when he was in Vegas. But I did check out the show live. Obviously, everybody saw the Super Bowl. And Usher's a super legend. So I'm not mad at Usher. And he definitely stood the test of time.
Big time.
Let me see. Let me find another rapid fire joint. South Carolina. What is South Carolina known for? Like just the state, nothing to do with music, but what are they like actually known for?
Slavery.
Bruh.
Bro, if I'm keeping it a buck with you, bro, like,
yo, we gotta take another shot,
bro.
Yo,
I'm just being
we
honest,
gotta take
bro.
another
like,
shot.
You.
That's why he's here.
I come
Yeah.
from a city in a
Yeah. Nah,
where
we gotta do
you
it.
go downtown,
That
you
was
see where they
crazy.
used to sell slaves at,
That
bro.
was
It's like
crazy.
it's different out there, bro.
Hey,
It's
Nori,
different.
I'm not trying to jack your drink champs, but you got, you know what I'm saying? But that was crazy, and that's 100%. Because now that you said what you just said, I'm gonna, and I hope we could hear me in the mic. I'll repeat it. Now that you said what you just said about South Carolina, which is wild funny and true, it's one of those places that I've always felt like I don't want to be there, because I'm city, bro, and I'm gonna talk back, and South Carolina is gonna stay the same. They're not changing. They're not switching up the pace. They're not
at
switching
all.
up the flow. They're not switching up none of that.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
Nah.
yeah. So, again, salute to you for being there and getting up out of there.
Yeah, man.
But much respect to hometown, of course. Now, that's mad funny. So that means music-wise or even like celebrity-wise, is there a big name? Like, who would be the biggest name to come out of South Carolina? Is there someone that we would know like that?
Two people I can think of from an entertainment and musical standpoint.
Or
Charlemagne the God.
oh, duh, Charlemagne.
Yeah,
of course,
he
he's from
right- he
Sumter.
right from the
Yeah,
backyard.
yeah.
And
How far is
Darius-
that from Charleston?
30 minutes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, Charlemagne probably got to
yeah.
be the go to South Carolina.
but and Darius Rucker, he's a country.
yeah,
singer.
yeah, yeah.
He's probably as far as like number wise,
yeah,
like
yeah,
bro is
yeah,
they
yeah.
love
You ain't
him out
gonna
there,
you ain't
bro.
gonna beat
What?
that one.
nah.
Yeah, you ain't gonna beat
Yeah.
that one. All right,
For sure.
that's a strong. That's a strong two.
Yeah.
That's a strong
Mhm.
two.
Yeah.
That's
Shout,
a
and shout out to
strong
our people, bro. Like
Yeah,
that's
you
that's
know,
different.
whatever you feel about Charlemagne, you better respect that man. You gotta respect him.
Yeah.
You gotta respect what he's done. I do, and you know, shouts to Charlemagne.
Big shout.
All right, man. So look, we're moving forward. We're looking forward to this entire rollout. I know that I am. I can't wait for y'all to hear the music. I really want y'all to go check it out. That's why I keep reiterating it. DaShean Porter. You got Love on Lacey Drive, and you got Roll. You got Stuck, and I mean, you type his name in, you'll see all of the music. It's just good music. It's good vibes. Ladies, I already know, like, y'all understand good vibes. That's one thing I want to say, too. Like, a chick with, like, who could hold the aux is special. Special.
Big time. You
Sheesh.
feel me? You get it. Get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, you know, chicks be having, like, dope musical tastes. And I just think that your music would be one of those to add it to the rotation. So we're going to put y'all on, and so y'all can add this to your rotation.
Yeah,
you need some,
absolutely.
you ain't got no DaShean Porter in your Serato.
Man,
You playing yourself,
You
especially
playing
if
big
you,
time, man.
especially if you looking for the vibes.
fact.
You know what I'm saying? So once again, before we get out of here, make sure that everybody knows where to follow you, your socials, and just how they stay in tune with your brand.
Yeah, man. DaShean Porter once again, man. DaShean Porter. Spelled a little different, but Yeah, you type that in on Google, you will see everything pop up, man. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Apple Music, Spotify. You'll find me. But yeah, make sure y'all show love. It's a lot in the works, big time.
A lot in the works. Major key to add that to your Serato. Major key to tap into this episode and all of the other episodes of Qualified Conversations,
Sir.
because we bring to you people who are, in fact, qualified.
Big qualified.
This has been another episode. I am your host, Jerz, aka Life as I See It, and we will sign off the same way that we do each and every time. Everything Rico.